What's up, my brother?
Cracking on break.
I'm good, man. Good to see you again. You been all right?
Been all right, man. Can't complain. Yeah, it's been all
I
right.
love it. South Central treating you good?
South Central's treating me just fine. Welcome to my humble abode.
We're glad to be in there. How long have you been there?
Well, uh, kind of my whole life. I
Mm.
mean, I've traveled halfway around the world, and I've lived in most parts of the United States, but this has always been home base. This is Granny's property. She passed,
Mm.
I don't know, 4 years ago. I don't have no concept of time. She passed like 4 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. I know
Yeah.
that's tough. That's not easy.
Oh man, she was the pinnacle of my life, the greatest woman I've ever known. Yeah.
She's the one that kept you out of a lot of trouble and when you were growing up, right?
Man, she kept me sane, really, more than anything. She was my go-to when I needed somebody to talk to. She was my go-to. She was literally my everything. There's really no words I can come up with that'll sum up the immense love that and connection that her and I shared.
Mm.
But it was definitely world changing when she passed.
Mm. How do you adapt to such a big loss or transition in your life like that? How did you handle that during that time 4 years ago?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know
Mm.
if I don't know if I'll ever recover from it, to be honest.
Mm.
Yeah. So I mean, I still been dealing with it, and I don't know if it'll ever be dealt with.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real. Well, I'm just glad that you are here and you're smiling and you're happy and whatever she helped you through, you are exuding into the world. And so you just got good vibes, man. And we have followed you. You know, when I got to bump into you in Charlotte, after that, I know it was sometimes I really just got to bump into you other places after that. You were always just good people. You've been consistent. And life has changed so much for you in so many different ways. We'll talk about a few of those things. But so just get ready, brother. We're going to be real today.
And just
You home at the heart.
to segue that too, my grandmother. I mean, I wouldn't have my career. I wouldn't be in the position that I am now in the entertainment world without her. She gave me a foundation to work from, and I've been building on that ever since.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Seriously. So thank you, grandmas out there.
Right.
Mother's Day is coming up, so you know we gotta do that right. Gotta honor those who aren't even here with us. So I honor your grandmother for the wisdom and the life she put into you. So
Thank
much
you.
love there, brother. Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about you growing up, because I know we're all interested. You showed up on the scene, and you were this young guy. I mean, you still look the same. You know, you just got good genes. But how did you jump into how did you jump into actual acting? Like how did you even know you wanted to go to acting school? Because you did there in California.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was another big transition in my life where I didn't have no real direction. I didn't feel like I was really walking in my purpose, and I was in a place and time in my life where I felt like I needed to ask myself some hard questions, which is, you know, what the hell are you doing? You
Right.
know, what is your purpose? And you know, what I came up with was what I had pretty much been doing my entire life, was performing,
Yes.
was dancing, was singing, was you know, putting on a show. It's something that I did my entire life, and I was actually in the military. I was in the Army. I was in the rice field in South Korea, where it was almost like a whisper. God was like, you know, what are you doing, bro?
Yes.
You know, and from that point, I had to figure out what exactly I was doing,
Mm.
and I worked to be into the place that I am now ever since.
Man, thank you for your service for sure. I know that's not easy, especially in those kind of times. I have a cousin that went over there, and I mean, the scars that came back with were very much so deep. So I'm glad you came back with your mind. And maybe that helped. You know, maybe that fortitude really did help you become the dynamic actor you are. I mean, honestly, you are like able to jump into a role and do what you got to do and get into it. And that takes us, you know, I'm going to get this out the way. Your role on Noah's Ark, which is iconic. right? It's an iconic role that all of us know you from, and you played a part of you that are part of your nature as a man. You played something that you don't technically identify with, which is a gay man. How was that for you, and how do you handle now playing other roles? Because you jumped right out of that and did some other stuff, but how was it for you then?
I mean, it was a trip, man. I mean, back then, you had the people whispered when they said the word gay. You know,
Yes.
it wasn't as prevalent as it is now, especially I mean, as far as television goes.
Right.
And you know, it was a role that I initially was like, hell no, I ain't doing that. But but then that made me have to question myself as to the whys,
Mm,
and the whys went against why I was an actor. And
mm.
so from that point, it was just a matter of diving into the role and trying to pull it off.
Yeah.
It went from I ain't doing that to can I do it?
Right.
And pull it off and make it believable. They're screening Noah's Ark tomorrow too. And I'm premiering my first music video tomorrow. Noah's Ark Jump in the Broom will be the film. But
Excited.
it was tough. It was tough back then.
Mm.
But I wanted tough. I wanted a challenge. I wanted people to see what I could do,
Mm.
and I felt like Noah's Ark was the perfect role to introduce myself to the world as an actor so they can
Yes.
see what I can do. And, a lot of people thought it was a reality show. And I'm like, well, yeah, y'all, well, I think we did a good job. If y'all think that
It
it
was
was
probably a
real.
lot realer than some of them are now, to be honest.
Right. But I had questions too, because, just fear of destroying a career that I hadn't even had yet.
Mm.
And I reached out to people that I trusted, casting directors to be more specific, people
Mm.
that directly had something to do with my career.
Mm.
And one of the people that I reached out to, Monica Cooper, was one of the casting directors, and Robbie Reed was also one of the casting directors that I
Yes.
reached out to. And she said, "You're an actor, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Well, what would stop you from doing the role then?" You
Right.
know. And I reached out to a couple other people that I trusted their opinions, and from that point on, it was just full steam ahead. Let's try to get the best product out there possible.
That's true. Will Smith is often asked about the question when he was younger, anyway, about 6 degrees of separation, of course, and his being a gay character in that. And so it was something that he said he had to go into a space. Did you have to go into a space in order to play that role as Wade?
I mean, I'm careful when talking about any other actors and their process and what they're talking about, because we all have different processes.
True.
And so I don't know if I had to go into a space necessarily, as I had to, I had to build the character of Wade,
Mm.
and I had to be true to the emotional content that needed to tell the story. And obviously love was a big part of Noah's Ark. And so
Yes.
for me, it was, to be frank, I couldn't figure it out at first. And it was because of my own ignorance. I was trying to figure out how I was going to convey gay love.
Mm.
And it was racking my brain because, that's not how I identify. And so I was like, where am I going to find this?
Right.
But I was familiar with love.
Good answer.
And so it was like,
Mm.
well, shit, what's the difference?
Mm.
And I couldn't, and then I went to try to figure out what the difference was. And other than the physicalities, I couldn't really come up with the differences. And so I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna put what I know of love into this.
Right.
Yeah. So, I
Right.
mean, that was the space that I had to get into, if there was a space.
Okay, I got you. It's a word. I want to make sure that you're clear. I got your back, brother. We gonna work through these conversations and questions. All right. Well, you're doing good. You're doing great, though. My man, always.
God.
Love is love. You are absolutely right. And that's one of the things I tell people all the time. When you look at the Bible, it actually says God is love. God is a spirit. You can't define God. When people had names for God, it was because of something God did. God was a healer. God was Jireh. You know, was a provider. God was Jireh. God was a healer. God was Sikkenu. So it was always a name given based on an experience. And so you can't, God has no official name. You know, it's only experiences that we can really relate to the divine, which is love. So you're spot on with that answer. You said it much simpler, but I appreciate the simplicity of your answer there. You got to work with some dynamic people right after that. One of those being Holly Berry. So you went from kissing a man to kissing Holly Berry. Like, I mean, come on, brother. Come on, brother. I mean, come on, brother.
Yeah, you gotta.
How was that moment for you to be able to be still coming up as an actor and have that opportunity, not only number one, to work with Oprah Winfrey's movie, but Zora Neale Hurston's, you know, the take on that book, and then to work with Holly Berry, all three of those. That's amazing.
Right. Yeah, it was phenomenal. I remember when I got the call that I booked the part. Somehow I ended up underneath my agent's desk crying on the phone to my mom. It was a big deal for me at that point in time. Ruby Dee also was in the scene that I shot. I'm just thinking about those times, man.
Those are beautiful. I mean, from our side looking in, those are beautiful moments. I can only imagine, you know, for you, brother.
But it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal to work with Hallie. From that point on, maybe about a good 6 months, I didn't even have a name anymore. I wasn't Jensen anymore. I was the guy who kissed Halle Berry. It was something that my dad was super duper proud of. He matter of fact, he told me, he was like, so if I kiss you, that means I kiss Halle Berry. I was like, Dad, don't kiss me, bro.
No, let's not take it that route, right?
No, but it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal to be on a Oprah Winfrey production as well. You know, it was a big deal. It was a big deal.
That was major, brother. That was pretty epic for your career. What was the most defining moment after that for you, personally and professionally?
You mean like a gig, like career wise?
Yeah, anything, personally and professionally.
After that, there was Noah's Ark. There was I think I was dancing for Beyonce at that time too.
You did some Beyonce and some Tony.
I mean, I'm a pretty busy guy. I mean, it always blows my mind when people are like, you know, where have you been? And I'm like where have you been?
Right.
Yeah, I've been working. There's never not a time when I'm not, you know, doing something. And I think around that time I was in the R&B group called Rain, which I was in for like 5 years. And I think after that Halle Berry gig, we opened up for Tyrese at the House of Blues. So that was a big moment for me as well. I don't know, man. I've had so many moments. I mean, I worked with Josh Duhamel too on Las Vegas. I got to put a pistol in his face. So yeah.
Somebody's saying you worked with Candy Burris too.
Yeah, I mean, I was featured in their music video, and I was a dancer as well. Think I'm Not, or Up in the Spot, or When I'm Up in the Spot, Don't Think I'm Not. Da, 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 da.
Oh yes, that's my jam right there. Come on, for
Yeah, I did a lot of music videos. I probably did like 100 music videos.
You have definitely bounced, because you mentioned Beyonce. I was mentioning you also. Let's see, it was Beyonce, it was Tony, right? Tony Braxton. Yes.
Yep. Shantae Moore. Ashanti.
Boy.
Who else? Kenny Lattimore.
Yep.
A bunch of Formula One, which was a group that probably only had like 2 songs, 1 song maybe. Jersey Ave. I don't know if people remember Jersey Ave. Daniel Bedingfield, some European singer guy. Yeah, there's a lot of videos.
Yes.
My peeps always on here. They got my back. I got a lieutenant on here. I got captain on here, Jensen Squad, Jensen Jim. Salute to
Come
my
on,
people.
Jensen Squad, we see you.
Yeah.
The
Somebody,
folks in the building.
Formula One was dope. Somebody said, y'all heard of Formula One?
I love that.
Right.
Well, you have really had a full career, and you got some more things coming up. I definitely want you to talk about. Like you're working with my homegirl, who I love deeply, Vivica Fox.
Oh
She's
yeah.
one of those. She's one of those actresses too. I've been able to watch her more in my show Empire, but she really is one of those actresses I think is so underrated. Like she really is slept on a lot, and she ends up in a lot of like lower level movies, like straight to video or things like that. But honestly, she is dynamic as an
Right.
actress. How you got 2 projects with her, right?
2 projects, yeah, both Lifetime films. David Dakota, the director. I've been taking meetings with David for maybe like 10 years, and finally, there was 2 projects that he thought I'd be good for. So I was able to work on. The first one was called The Wrong Wedding Planner, and the second one is called The Wrong. No. First one is The Wrong House Sitter. Second one is The Wrong Wedding Planner. Yeah, yeah, but
They just wrong. Both of them just
both
wrong.
of them wrong. Well, it's a series in Lifetime. Everything's wrong this, wrong that, wrong everything. But it was dope. I mean, she's dope. She's dope.
Yeah, she is. She is. She goes all in.
When we were done with our scene, she was like, "So you want to take a picture with me?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Like, yeah, of course
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I do.
Right. So why wouldn't I? Right. That's Vivica Fox. So now you have what every man would want: Halle Berry, Vivica Fox, Beyonce. I mean, you have Tony. You have gone down men's dream list.
Yeah.
So that's a pat on the back moment right there, brother.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. And we just getting started.
We just get started. That's right. You're on your way.
I'm like Master P. I'm like the underground sensation. Like wait till I make it to the mainstream.
Right. I mean, you are mainstream. Don't even try that. You are. You have stuff that just comes out that when people see it, they love it. Like you have this short that you worked on, and it's a Faith, right? Like that was really good. I got to see that. That was really good, man. Yeah, like people got to check that out. I actually found that was on YouTube. So it's FAYTH. So everybody make sure to write that down. Google that later. Not now because we're interviewing right now, so not right now. But after this, y'all check that out. But yeah, I mean, amazing. Like you did your thing. There was that moment where it says, and I can say this since you already said shit. Fuck Faith, and it was a deep moment because you, as the character, you really were going through so many things. It almost felt like that movie. I guess Will Smith again. I didn't mean to do that, but Pursuit of Happiness. It was almost like it almost had that vibe to it. How was that role for you?
It was pretty dope. I mean, Ashton, the director, also writer. I helped to produce as well, which I'm starting to do more producing. Faith is everything, and we get pushed back, we get talked about, we get put down when you have a vision.
Yes.
When you know what you're doing.
Yes.
When you have faith in what has been given to you. And it's hard to maintain that faith. Especially, when people start dying, when you ain't got no money, you ain't got no place to live, motherfucking Corona,
right?
Kobe Bryant dying.
I mean,
it's always being tested. But the beauty about it is, if you hold strong, it's still there for you at the end. So it was a pretty deep project for me to be a part of, and I'm very much proud of that work.
You should be. That was, I've started falling in love even with more shorts because they get right to it. Like the intent of it is right there, and the acting is normally so strong because you don't have much to work with, so you got to really do your full part. What do you prefer nowadays? Do you prefer like the full length TV or those kind of shorts?
Shout out to Alexandria too for my co-star in
Oh
Fate.
yes. Also on
Um,
Empire.
Also in Empire, yeah.
Yes.
Ghetto Birds going by. What do I prefer? I don't. Do I have a preference? I can't say. I prefer working.
I know that's right.
I prefer being on set. You
Yes.
know, I mean, they each kind of have their own, magic. Like you said, short films is it's more. You got to get to it, and you have a lot more freedom too. A lot of times when you do shorts, feature films, you get to really dive into it. You get to really live it.
Yes.
And then television is a lot funner. It's a lot faster pace, and you definitely have to be more on your shit. Is this a kid show? I keep cursing, huh?
I don't think it's a kid show, but I mean, yeah, you can watch whatever you want to watch, with your mouth. That's your mouth. So I had to give you a disclaimer. Somebody was trying to give instructions to somebody because they just asked me to turn the comments off, and I'm like, I'm not turning the comments off. Come on our show and tell me to turn the comments. You can turn your own comments off, y'all. You can do that.
All right. Don't Jensen squad up in here. I don't know who's talking about turning comments. I know they ain't gonna like that.
Right. You got people in here. These people are here for you.
Yeah, what's up, Vi Sinclair, After Cool Kids? Yeah, these are my peeps, man, my online peeps.
I'll make sure they get the love they deserve for coming on today. Man, you really have done the gamut. You got even. I want to go here before I get into your song because I definitely want to go into that. I was playing it. I don't know if you noticed. I was playing a little bit.
I heard it.
All right, I got you. But something fun. I got my hat on today. But My Hero Academia. That's something you are a fan of. Caught wind of that.
Yeah.
But, I think it was Grapes is one of your favorites, right?
Yeah. That's funny.
What is it about Grapes that you love so much as a character? And for those of y'all who don't know and aren't nerds like us, apparently, that is an anime. And so I had fallen in love with that one myself. But what's so great about his quirk that you like, or his character?
Well, he's just weird. I mean, out of all of them, that is probably one of the weirdest ones. And so I just thought it was creative. I dig the underdog as well. So he was just weird. But I like cartoons and anime in general. I'm a fan. I'm actually doing more writing since this whole quarantine.
Yes.
They upped my credit card, so I went ahead and bought me a computer and got the right software. And so I'm actually working on a superhero of my own as well. I'm putting the script together. Four Doors. Four Doors is a company that is kind of encouraging me and helping me along the process as well. But I did cartoons, man. I mean, that's what I do. I watch cartoons. I really don't watch a lot of movies or TV, to be honest, unless it's cartoons.
Yeah, they're pretty creative. So for a creative mind, honestly, cartoons, comic books, anything like that kind of world, a lot of creative people honestly have normally a private a fixation with those because of the creativity that's involved. So, but those of y'all who didn't know, you know today.
You know today. I'm a blur.
You also got some other love in your life. You are now married, but you have been able to do a great job of keeping your relationship very private. And so talk to me a little bit about the privacy that you like to maintain and why that works for you.
Wow, that's a great question because I'm always kind of on the fence as far as what I should share, what I shouldn't share, how much I should share. But the things that are the closest to me, the world knows nothing about. If you're my friend, and I've seen you on the streets and we talk, I'm an open book. I definitively wear my heart on my sleeve. Yes. When it comes to these social platforms, I don't necessarily share everything. So really only the people who know me really, really know me, and for me, it kind of, it defines the line for me. so when people approach me, I know the difference between somebody who is genuinely, caring for
Mhm.
Jensen or who is
Mhm.
a fan of what they've seen me do.
Yes, that is so
Yeah.
true. Now, I don't want you to share too much because that point, I actually want to try to help somebody else. So stretch a little bit with me and trust me on this moment. I won't take you too far. But for the love of in your life right now, how did you two meet? Because you already had a celebrity name. And I know what you just said is so true. When you are doing things and you have a name, you don't know why people are connecting with you. So how did you trust her enough to let her in?
Um, how did I? I didn't.
Hmm.
I didn't. I was I was very, very much closed off.
Mm.
Um, and I wow, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Thank you, brother.
Um, and this is gonna go a different direction than I'm sure you were trying to go,
Go for it. It's
um,
whatever direction's real.
but always believe your first mind
Mm. Hmm.
because unfortunately my truth is uh she left me
Mm.
in January. And when you started talking about, you know, people's motives,
Hmm.
and why it's hard, especially in the business, especially having some sort of success in the business
Hmm.
of who you should trust and why you should trust them, you know, just always go with your first mind.
First mind. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
That's real.
Or as was it Angelo that said, when people show you who they are, believe them?
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Well, we're with you, brother. And, we'll just pray with you. However that it's meant to turn out, we got your back either way. All right. You got loyal
Yeah.
people. You got loyal people on your side.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part about how amazing the people are in my life, the people that have really stepped up for me and
Mhm.
helped me through this process, and I'm not done. I mean, I am brokenhearted, to be completely honest. It was something that I fought for. It was something that I wanted
Mhm.
and was still willing to fight for. But in this mean world that we live in, and one of my most recent memes stated to me, uh, and excuse me if I ruin it, you can go on my page and look it up to see if I ruined it or not. But it went something like, it's okay to fight for who loves you,
Mhm.
but it's not okay to fight for them to love you.
Yes, that's the truth. That's the truth, brother. Now that's real. That's Say that again. Go ahead. Somebody needed that one more time. Go ahead. Say that again.
Look, I
Try,
don't
try
know.
one more. You
I'm gonna
got it out.
try. I'm
You
gonna
got it
try
out the
it
first
again. I'm
try.
gonna try it again. I'm gonna try it again. It's okay to fight for who loves you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not okay to fight for someone to love you.
That was good. Somebody pin that in the comments. We need that right there for whoever comes in on that. You are saying a word right there, brother. And you really can't put any energy into fighting alone. You can't box a shadow. You know what I mean? Like if no one else is there, you just fighting your shadow.
Yeah,
So at that
you
point,
can, but you're gonna waste a lot of energy and
you
time.
wasted energy that you can use in other spaces. And I feel led to just say to you, just remember, even heartbreak can cause us to be closed off. And so I am glad that even in this moment, you trusted this space and this moment enough to share that, because that openness just a little bit heals and bit by bit allows you to let more love back in. And hopefully you feel even from this interview, the love that you have right here with all the people who are going to hear this and hear this now, because you deserve it, brother. You got a good heart, and I know that you will love easily again. All right. So just keep that with you. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But I mean, but that's, you know, there is a lot of love out there for me. And I you know, more than anything, I feel like I have the opportunity to open my eyes and my heart to a lot of love that exists for me out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely, brother. Well, let me help you go into something that brings you joy, and that is your amazing song, Unthinkable. You did an amazing Alicia Keys cover. Like this song is, you got a good voice, brother.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, you were hiding that a little bit. Why didn't you should have, Wade should have been, instead of a writer, he should have been a singer. Like,
Well, Jensen's a singer, Wade's a writer. Yeah.
so tell me about it. Like, why did you pick that song? What did it speak to you?
Well, I mean, I actually did not pick the song. I actually got brought into the situation. I have a band, a rock band, rock and roll band called Dream Killers, and
Yes,
really,
Dream Killers.
I'm all about rock and roll. And even though beginning of my music career was very much R&B, you know, I sang background for Tyrese. I was in an R&B group for 5 years called
Right.
Rain. And after that, I didn't think I would ever touch R&B again. And then I got a call. Frank Nitti, producer,
Yes.
and they said, you know, we want you to do this project. And I was like, bro, I've been screaming. Like, I don't even know if I could find my R&B self. But phenomenal producer, went in there and stepped out of my comfort zone and made what I think is a pretty phenomenal track.
It is.
Yeah.
Has Alicia reached out to you at all, or have y'all talked about you doing the cover?
No, not at all. We worked together before too. On a television show called American Dreams.
Oh yeah. I still have it over here playing. Yes. Let them hear a little bit. Well, I feel like you're ready, brother. You are doing your thing. You just got so many great things working in your favor, and I believe it's real for you. So keep doing what you're doing, my man, and tell us what you want to tell us as we're closing out. Tell us what you want to share about what you have coming up, what we should be looking forward to, that we can be excited about.
Okay, so follow me on all my social medias. The Jensen Atwood is my YouTube channel. Tomorrow we are screening a Noah's Ark Jumping the Broom, and afterwards I will be premiering the music video for Unthinkable, which I'll have to say this to the production company for the song and the production company that shot it have nothing to do with each other. I just have to say that as a
You had to say,
disclaimer.
okay, disclaimer.
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing. Anyways, what else? Faith, the short film is out. Damn, what am I missing? I'm missing something.
Okay, you got your short. You talked about
The
talked about your
Lifetime
song.
movie that's
Talk about
coming.
lifetime.
Jensen Atwood app. Go download the Jensen Atwood app. It's free on all platforms.
Yes.
Once Upon a Lifetime. It's a sci-fi movie. I have a supporting role in it. You can see the trailer on YouTube right now, but it will be out soon. Damn, man, bro, I be hustling. I be doing so much. I forget
It's all right.
what I should be promoting and what I shouldn't be promoting.
If we get the app, we should be able to get it all, right?
Exactly. If you get the app, it says everything. Before I Do, which is my first lead role in a feature film, co-starring Omar Gooding,
Yes.
is available also. But thank you, After Cool Kids. Yeah, Before I Do, Jensen Squad, they helped me out. I'm bringing Bench Friday back. I do a little YouTube show called Bench Friday. It's coming back. I mean, yeah, just follow me.
We will keep following you, brother. You are doing it. And personally, man to man, it's good to see you again, brother. Seriously.
It's good to see you too. I consider you my friend. And just like you said earlier, it is your energy that I'm attracted to. And every time I see you, brother, it's nothing but love. And I don't mean that in a Hollywood, oh, let's do lunch. Oh, you're a great guy. Keep it up kind of way. I mean, real shit.
Real shit, brother. All love, for real. We'll talk offline. But look, we got your back. And again, let me just push this back out to you. In fact, I've been doing this with my guests. Let me say a quick word of prayer with you. Is that all right?
I'm all right with that.
All right, let's do that. God, Father of love that is all and in all, thank you for the life of Jensen Atwood. Thank you for his energy, his passion, the pursuit of his dreams, everything you've given him, the love that's around him. I pray that you just lift him up in the time of his hurt. Lift his heart, heal it again, put the broken pieces back together, and allow his love journey to continue without impediment. Give him full strides of love. Allow him to capture every moment of joy and peace that he deserves, and allow the fullness of his gift to shine even brighter in the next days to come. Thank you for all you're doing in his life and for all you will send to him to help and heal. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Brother, much love. Keep doing you, my man. Stay the path, all right? Thank you for the day on the heart, brother. You did that. That's a heart episode right there. That's a heart episode.
Yeah, you're welcome and thank you. Goodbye.
Jensen Squad. Peace out, brother.